Hi guys! So I have these echeverias that I have grown through propagation from a single plant that I am getting ready to repot. I'm starting with these. These I've grown from leaf cuttings of one single plant. I know they look small, but I have actually been growing these for a while now. Can't remember exactly how long it's been, but it's been over a year for sure. Leaf propagation generally takes a lot longer than stem propagation because you have to start from a leaf to grow a new plant. Cutting off the bloom stalks. They bloomed in midsummer and stayed in bloom all the way to late summer. So this one is also from a leaf cutting, and this, as you can see, is the stump where this plant came from. So I beheaded this plant in the right, and that's where the stump is now. So I'm taking this all out. If you can see better, this is the stump and it has two plants growing out of it. It used to have 3 plants, but one didn't make it. Just cleaning it up, removing the dead leaves in the bottom. So this is the original plant that I had beheaded and also taken leaf cuttings from. And I'm removing the dead leaves in the bottom, and as you can see, it looks like it needs to be beheaded once again. The stem is getting too long and I don't like how it's growing. But this is just the way it grows. It grows long and you end up with all these dead leaves in the bottom. Once you remove the leaves, you're left with a long stem. So you can actually pull some healthy leaves here to start some leaf propagation, which is what I did the last time, but I'm not going to do that now. So I have this huge planter that I've filled with cactus mix. So I'll be beheading this now. I'll be cutting the top part off. You really need a sharp tool or a sharp knife to do this. Obviously, I'm using the wrong one here. There you go. You need to let this dry before sticking it in soil. The stump I will place back here and wait for it to grow babies like it did the last time. This process takes a while, so you need to be very patient. They'll usually grow from the sides of the stump. As I mentioned, the last time I had 3 babies that grew, but only 2 survived. I'll be doing a separate video on the stump to follow up on it, so stay tuned for that video. So this cut area needs to dry about a day or 2 before sticking it in soil. So I have this huge planter that I've filled with cactus mix. I'm going to be placing all the plants in here. The planter might be too big, so I think I'll put other succulent cuttings here as well. When repotting small succulents, you want to be careful not to place them in containers that are too big for them, because they can get too wet or too dry depending on how you water. So I've got them all in here except for this one, which I will be placing in the middle after it dries. And it looks like the planter is too big, so I will be placing other succulent cuttings in here as well. I have these other plants that I'm also repotting from another project that I will be planting here. This is a zebra plant that has extremely long roots that remind me of tentacles. I rescued this plant from a dying planter. I'll put the link to that video in the description box if you're interested. And this is the other smaller zebra plant that was planted with it in the dying planter. And this is a dwarf jade plant that also came from that dying planter that I'm also putting here because I have room. And this is a very slow growing jade plant and very resilient. Okay, just checking to see if I still have room for this. Yes, I do. I also have these ghost plant that I rescued from that dying planter I was talking about. Once again, I'll put the link of that video in the description box if you're interested in watching that video on how I saved that dying planter. So this is dry, the cut area is dry and ready to be planted. I might need to move some things around just so that everything fits, and I want to make sure that I like how they look, how things look in the end. There you go. Give it a nice drink of water because these plants are all very dry. They haven't been watered for probably for weeks. I'll just be adding some finishing touches here and there. What really matters is that you're happy with how your project looks in the end. It doesn't matter what others think, as long as you're happy with it, why not? And this is making me smile, so I love it. So just a quick update, 2 weeks later, the plants are looking happy and more vibrant, I would say. Yeah, I'm happy with how they're looking so far. I'll give one last update before I end this video. So 4 weeks later, another update. The plants are still looking good, looking healthy and vibrant. And I'm really happy with how this planter turned out. I'll be doing a separate video on how the stump is growing, and we'll link it to this video when it's ready. Please like this video if you found this helpful, and consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, happy gardening!